Okay, we're here at our final week of Mixology Mythbusters. This week is going to be the Singapore Sling, okay? This drink was originally conceived, the date kind of conflicts a little bit, between 1913 and 1915. The original creator, I'm probably butchering his name here, I'm sorry, Ngiam Tong Boon, back in this Raffles Hotel in Singapore. So without further ado, I'm going to first create the original recipe created by Mr. Boon, and then I'm going to do the bastardized version and sample each of them, okay? So first off, we start with the original version. It's going to be a dash of Angostura bitters. Then 0.3 ounces of grenadine. If you can, you got to try to find the Bowls grenadine. I could not find it, but the original recipe does call for that. So if you can find Bowls grenadine, that's probably a better choice and be more authentic. But due to time constraints, I couldn't find it. Okay. Next up is going to be half an ounce of lime juice. Then 4 ounces of pineapple juice. Next, it's going to be 0.25 ounces of Benedictine. And 0.25 ounces of Cointreau. I just combined the two there. Next is going to be, and there's a little bit of conflict here too, some recipes suggest they're pretty close to the original. The main difference is they float the cherry herring. The original, I'm just going to go ahead and add it in, but that's an optional thing. You can float it on the top, but I'm going to go ahead and just add it in right away. It's going to be 0.5 ounces of cherry herring, and I highly suggest if you're making this at home to go out and search for this. It's well worth it, and it's a really great liqueur, cherry liqueur. And then last but not least, this is going to be 1.5 ounces of gin. I'm using Tanqueray. It's going to bring a lot forward of those juniper notes. It's really pronounced. It's more of a masculine style gin. If you're not familiar with gin, you might want to start with more of a feminine style gin. My personal favorite feminine style gins that are a little bit softer on the juniper notes would be like Bombay Sapphire East, or Plymouth is one of my favorites too. They're a little bit toned down on those juniper notes, so you can break yourself in and work yourself up to more things like Tanqueray and regular Bombay. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on that for a second. And I'm going to move on to the bastardized version. And again, this one's a little bit different. The main difference is instead of a premium cherry, instead of cherry herring, they use a cherry brandy. So just a little bit different in that respect. And so we're going to go ahead and make it right now. Again, this method is to build it. We're going to start with, again, 1.5 ounces of our gin. And I've heard some people say, basically, the Singapore Sling is nothing more than a Tom Collins and drag. And the red, and he has, in the drag, that means he's wearing his red shoes. So you're going to sink the grenadine, I'll show you in just a second, and you're going to float the cherry brandy. That's his red wig. That's what I've heard some people say. That's pretty cool. I don't know, it's a nice mnemonic. So you're building up on the sour mix there. Again, there's that nuclear colored sour mix. And then we're going to top it off with sparkling water. So there's your Tom Collins basic recipe right there. And then on that, so there's your Collins. Now this is where the drag part comes in. We're going to sink the grenadine towards the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to float the cherry brandy on top. it should be coming out a little bit more red, but that's alright. And the method on the original version is going to be shake and strain. And we got a lot of nice, it smells great, that pineapple juice. That Benedictine really accents the other flavors there. So it should get a nice frothy presentation with this. I'm going to go ahead and garnish these bad boys. So there's the bastardized version. Let's give them some crazy colors in there. And there is the original. The garnish on the bastardized version, just a cherry flag will do. And then on the original, it's going to be a pineapple cherry flag. There you go. So we have two different versions there. I'm going to go ahead and taste the bastardized version first. Again, these layered drinks, it's kind of weird. I don't like the layered drinks usually, but this one calls for it. So here we go. This one probably needs to be shaked or stirred up a little bit. Just get some of the flavors going. It's too bad actually, you know. Cherry brandy's giving me something here. It's not that bad, the bastardized version compared to the previous weeks. You know, I did the daiquiri and the Mai Tai, and those are pretty one-dimensional. This is actually not too bad. Could get pretty sweet after a while. And I'm not getting the Tanqueray, the juniper notes. It just seems like the sweetness is overpowering it. Again, I want to taste some of that Tanqueray coming through. I'm not getting it with that, so it's not horrible, but it's pretty, you know, it's again that one-trick pony of just like sweet things just being laid in there. So I'm going to try the original recipe. Oh yeah, that's great. You get first of all, pineapple. The pineapple juice produces a nice froth, so I'm getting a nice mouthfeel, and with that, it kind of lightens it up, and it brings forth a lot of those different cordials we use. I can get a little bit of the citric working together, the lime juice and the Cointreau. Oops. And my garnish fell off there, but and I can definitely get some of the Tanqueray coming through. The juniper notes, the Benedictine is accenting that. It's drawing out some of the botanicals, and again, it's just that nice texture too from the foam from the pineapple juice. Just lightens everything up, brings it forth. Yep, and yeah, the bitters, the Angostura bitters, and the botanicals are playing well. Nice, it goes down so easily. This one I kind of, you know, it's all right, but I got to really kind of force it down to get, the point across. This one, you could easily pound a couple of these down, and I can see why it's so popular, you know, with cocktail culture. So that's about it. But the clear winner again in this case is the original recipe. Again, it just can't be beat. It's a classic for a reason. Again, there's just so many multiple flavors coming through. I get the botanicals off the gin, where on the other one, it's just being overpowered by the sweetness. Again, on the classic one, you got a lot of different layers of flavor going on with the Benedictine and the Cointreau are just dancing around there, and the Angostura bitters just draws those out, and it's really pronounced. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I encourage you guys to really try this at home. And like I said in previous weeks, that's the only way to get the true true test, and you'll see what I mean by a nice balanced cocktail. Again, I could pound a couple of these down in no time and really enjoy myself. So, otherwise, that's it, guys. Next month, I'm going to be going ahead and doing vodka cocktails. So, I know, kind of a surprise there. But thanks again, guys, for showing support. You know, throw some comments about, out there if you want to try it, want me to try something else. Other than that, that's the end of Mixology Mythbusters. Let me know what you guys think about this series. Just kind of something I was thinking about over the past, several months, and I wanted to try it. So, hey, we might try it out on the street someday. So, thank you very much. Have a good day.